What up? This is on a sick one to sobriety. My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. Now, this time, I'm going into a new chapter of my life. Right? But let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about what got me to this new chapter. Everything was going bad at rehab with work. I was sober though. I mean, you got to give me that. I was sober, but just my life was fucking spinning out of control. I couldn't keep a job. I couldn't keep any fucking money in my pocket because I got in debt. And just shit was going to shit. Pretty much shit was hitting the fan. And to top it off, I go to my parents and then tell them that I'm leaving, and then they get mad, and then it was like a freaking family fight starts, kind of family argument starting. But at the last day, I make up everything with my dad. Even when my sister talked trash to me a little bit, the next morning she was still there to pick me up and drive my ass to the airport. And we were doing our thing with my family. I said goodbye to them. Like this time, I wanted to. I said a legit goodbye to them. Shook my dad's hand, and I told him like, dude, I don't know if I'm ever gonna see you again or when I'll ever see you again. And he's like, all right. My mom, I don't know where she went. She was pissed. And even with my sister, when she dropped me off at the airport, even I told her too, like, hey, fool, like, peace out, thank you for everything. I don't know when or if I'm ever gonna see you again. Because honestly, I was planning on going over there, never coming back. That was my plans. Maybe who knows, right? Somewhere in the future, I would have been able to come back to San Diego, but it wasn't in my immediate plans. For the next 5 years, I was not coming back, and I was going to stay over there. So my whole point was to build a new life, to start all over. Because I already said fuck it. Like I already came to rehab, and so I know what it is to start over. So here's another golden opportunity going somewhere where I got a chance literally to start from zero, no debt, no problems with work, no nothing. I was like, fuck it. And it was my first time being on the airplane. And then since I'm a heavy set, I fucking was worried about fitting in the fucking seat. And I was like, dude, do I need to buy a fucking seatbelt extender? Or what do I like, dude? I'm gonna be one of those fucking fat people from those horror stories. I started Googling shit, and then I started fucking reading all kinds of horror stories, and I'm like, fuck. But luckily I fit. I didn't need a seatbelt extender. I fit just perfect in the chair. And what was cool also is that my homie, well, he didn't even tell me until the fucking last second. Like, oh, hey, you're gonna be flying back this way with my stepson. Like, motherfucker, you don't tell me this shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I gotta be a fucking babysitter. Like, like that fucking tripped me out, dog. Like, really pissed me off. And then but the stepson didn't show up, and it was nice because I had an empty seat next to me, so I sat on the window seat next to me. There was nobody there. Nobody had to worry about my fatness going onto their seat, and it was nice. I remember this lady was like on the third seat, on the aisle seat, and she was like, hey, it's nice, nobody here in the middle. And I was like, yeah, it's because I bought two seats. I was like, yeah, it's because I bought two seats. And she's like, oh, good idea. I was like, yeah, I know it was, bitch. Well, I didn't buy it, but my homie bought it, right? And but it was nice flying like that with an empty seat in the middle always. So I was always comfortable. Seatbelt fit me, clicked in just right, and I was like, let's roll. And I thought it was gonna be like in other old school movies that I watch. You go on the airplane, and in back of in the chair that's in front of you, in back of it, like they have a screen. You can watch TV. You connect some earphones. They give you something to drink and some peanuts and a fucking lunch inside a brown bag. It was nothing like that. So I got to the airport about 2 hours before my flight because that's what my friend told me. He's the one that has all the experiences with flying. So he told me get there 2 hours early because you're gonna need to go through security and all kinds of shit. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, I got there 2 hours early, checked in, went through security. I was done doing all that shit like in 25 minutes. So I had over an hour and a half to kill todavía, and I was just like, I was bored out of my mind. I was like, let's get the fucking show on the road. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I remember going on the plane, just feeling nervous because I'd never been on the plane before, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know how it feels to be flying. Like, what a trip! Like, I never, ever, ever, ever in my tweaker life expected to be on the airplane going somewhere to start a new life. I don't think a lot of people, even people who are not going through rehab, ever expect to jump on the airplane and go somewhere completely different, thousands of miles away to start a new life. So I get on this airplane, I do my thing, and then it starts taking off, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. And then it starts taking off, and you feel like, oh, like, oh shit, like in a little roller coaster type shit. And you're up there, and then you're like, when you're flying, I'm like looking out the window, all you see is clouds, and I can't see the earth no more. And all of a sudden, you feel the turbulence, like it feels like a drop, like when the roller coaster, when it drops, has that first drop, like that's what I felt, and I was just like, oh fuck, but it kind of excited me for some reason. I was like, oh, wow, something's tingling down. It was weird, dog. Turbulence is fucking weird as fuck. But I was like, all right, it's cool. And I was watching my show. I was watching House of Cards before I knew that dude was a pedophile. And I was fucking just enjoying myself. And it was like 6 hours. I remember getting off in Denver, Colorado. We had to switch planes because my homie bought me the cheap ass fucking plane tickets where I had to switch planes and had a fucking another 2 hour layover and all kinds of shit. And I walking through that Denver airport, I was just like tripping out. I was like, ooh, like, where the fuck am I? What am I doing with my life? Like, this is crazy. This is nuts. Like, I'm real talk. I'm on my own. There's nobody here. I can't turn back and go back down to San Isidro. I'm not 45 minutes away from San Isidro anymore. I'm in fucking in Denver, Colorado. This is far. And I remember going to find where I was supposed to be at and this and that, and then getting on the next airplane. And from there, from Denver, Colorado, it was a straight shot to Minnesota. I don't remember if I don't know if it's St. Paul, Minneapolis, like they share the same airport. I'm not really 100% sure. I don't remember because I'm all smoked out. But I know it's Minnesota. And I remember fucking just getting like the airplane coming down, landing. And I remember looking out, I was like, wow, this is what Minnesota looks like. Like, what a trip. Like, looks the same. All cities look the same from the sky, honestly. I remember getting off and the first thing I had to do when I got off was go take a shit. So I went to go take a dump. It took me like 20 minutes. And by the time I went to go claim my luggage was fucking gone. It was disappeared. And I was like, no, man. So just like tripping, like, dude, all my belongings, all my life stuff is there in those two suitcases. And I have no idea where the fuck they're at. They're lost, dog. No mames. What a fucking welcome to fucking Minnesota. And I'm trying to get in contact with my homie. And he's like, hey, what's up, fool? I'm right here in the entrance. Start walking this way. And I'm like, fine, I'm all sad because I don't have my maletas with me. And I'm like, fuck. But then I hear just from the background, see! And that's how me and my homie do it, right? We're like, see! And I was all smiling. I was like, oh, finally. And I hadn't seen my homie since I left his house in TJ. So it's been maybe like a year and a half, 2 years maybe since I seen him. And we embraced, and he's like, let's go, fool. The ride's out there waiting for you. And I was like, hey, let's bounce. And then I met his cousin. His cousin was driving, and they let me get shotgun. Big dog always got to go shotgun. And then fucking my homie sat in the back, and we're just chopping it up. His cousin was super duper cool. She'll come out in my story later on. So she was like super duper cool, like right off the bat. She was nice, and she was like, oh yeah, how was San Diego? No, we're just chopping it up, just small talk, on the ride home. And I was just like tripping, looking around, like enjoying the scene. And then up to this point, my homie had told me that when you come over here, you're going to have your own room. You're going to have privacy. Like, we got you until you get a job, right? To me, that sounds like I'm going to have my own room. I'm going to have privacy. And it's cool. Well, guess what room I had? I had the fucking living room. What a fucking dick, right? I had the fucking living room. I had a corner in the living room because I had to share the fucking living room with his brother. Rest in peace. He's cool ass dude, dog. And I have he's involved in my stories too. And they put me a old like roll up, beat up mattress that him and my homie and his fucking wife used to have sex on. That they just like abandoned it because they got a new bed and they gave me that one and shit. Todo mequeado, todo vale verga. And just in the corner right there under the air conditioner, and I used to have rats. I don't know if it was the same rat or a bunch of rats. They just used to run back and forth across my shit. But since I was coming from rehab where I was used to rats and roaches and fucking bed bugs, I was like, wow, it didn't make no difference to me. You know what I'm saying? But now that I think about it, it's fucking gross. And that's all I had right there. And I sat down on my corner and I'm just like, wow, like looking around the apartment like, oh, this is me. I was like, even though I came over here under false pretenses, thinking I was going to have my own thing, thinking I was going to have privacy, I was like, fuck it. Like, it's nothing that I'm not used to. I'm used to sharing a room with people and like that. But el pedo is that his brother was still active using drugs and active drinking. And I was like, fuck. And my homie was drinking too, and my homie had fucking promised me that he wasn't using drugs or fucking drinking either. I don't know why I listened to him. I don't know why I believed him. I just really wholeheartedly wanted to be a part of something different, and I was really hoping he had changed. First night, he's like, "Hey, fool, you made it, dog. You're here. What's up, dog? Let's take a shot." And I was like, he's like, "Hey, fool," he's like, "Think about it. It makes sense." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You didn't go to rehab for drinking alcohol. You went to rehab for smoking meth." And I was like, well, "That's true. It's true. It's true." He's like, you didn't go to rehab for drinking this type of liquor, taking shots. You went, you know what I'm saying?" Like, I was like, "True." So he made some valid points. And he's like, "Just take a shot, celebrate, dog, that you're here, fool." And then, you know what I mean? And then I was like, "Fuck it, dog, take a shot." Boom, take that shot. I just feel the burn come through because you know my homie drinks the cheap ass liquor, and fucking I just feel the burn like, oh, no mames, way. And I was just like, "Let me get another one. Somebody no quemó, way. Let me otro, way." Bam. And me, so I gotta switch hands for this. So me, when I drink and I start feeling this much faded or this much of a buzz, snap. My fucking the gears in my brain click and they switch, and I'm on. I need to smoke some scante, dog. Like it's just boom. It's just instant. And I'm like, "Oh, I need that shit, dog." Like, I need that. And because I like drinking, but I don't like feeling buzzed. I don't like feeling drunk or nothing, you know. And I was just like, "Fuck, I need to get high, dog." This is the first thing I wanted to do was get high. I I was sober for 1 year up to that day, up to that night that I took that shot. I was just like, fuck. I was like, whatever. You know, I took the shots. It's not a big deal. I'm not drunk. I'm not acting stupid. I haven't smoked no fucking scante yet. I'm just gonna relax, call it a night. And so they left me in the living room. The homie's brother was out. My homie and his wife were in his daughter were in the room. So I was just chilling. I was on my phone. And then I get a message. The ding. I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" And it's the homie's brother. I'm just gonna call him G. That's his name, right? And he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, que pedo, pitch your taff." And I was like, "What's up, fool?" He's like, "Hey." He's like, "Come to the parking lot, fool. Want to smoke some shit?" I was like, "Oh." I was like, "No." I was like, "No." I do. I really do. I really do. But no. And so I wrote back to him. I was like, "Hey, fool, like, nah, fool, I'm good. Dog. Like, like, thank you for the offer, but I'm good." And as soon as I wrote that, the volada instant message back in capitals, "Are you sure?" You know what? I'm not sure. You know, I do want to smoke some shit. I was like, "Where you at?" And he's like, "I guided to the parking lot. I'm in my car, fool. I'm in the great car right here with the homies. You'll get to meet the homies right here too. They're cool ass fools. Like we're smoking. Like, Kyle." Fuck yeah, I went out there, dog. As soon as they let me, it's a small. It was like a small ass 2 door, like Jeep looking type of car. His two homies. First time I ever met like legit Salvadoreños. They were sitting in the back. And then my homie G in the driver's seat, and then me fucking shotgun. And as soon as I fucking hopped in the car, like the hot box, the penetration from all the crico smoke, just all the chemicals started going into my pores and up my nose, and I started smelling, and I started like fucking like transforming, and I was just like, like, oh, I got the chills and everything, you know. And then they gave me the pipa, and then the guy from the back was like, "So what's going on?" And I don't know how the fuck they talk, right? And he gave me the pipa, and I fucking go at it. I was like, fuck. I took a hit. I had it in my hand. Once I started having it in my hand, I was just like, fuck. I don't know how to react. I was just like excited and nervous and sad and just every single emotion in the whole fucking world at once. I remember sparking up. It was like in slow motion. I sparked up the lighter and I had the pipa, and I'm like, I start twisting the pipa and watching the smoke come out, and I'm like, fuck it, Geronimo. Took a mean ass fucking hit, like the hits that I used to take before I went to rehab, not knowing that like me being sober, like like I have my tolerance is way down, and just Oh, esa madre me despertó bien cabrón. I felt like my blood rushed from my head to my toes, like just up and down, like hardcore. Like everything just started going faster. Like my blood bumping through my veins. Like my veins started getting itchy. My hair started getting itchy, and I was just like, "What the fuck? This is some good shit out here." And I know when it's good shit, porque se me baja el azúcar. I fucking took I took a mean ass hit. My fucking sugar level went down. My fucking diabetes kicked in. I was like, oh fuck. Let me get some more hits, dog. I take some more hits. I was on a sick one. I was like, fuck, I need to go back inside. I need to get some chocolates, dog, because my sugar level's low. And they're like, Bill, y'all win? And I was like, yeah, fool, I'm good, dog. Fuck this shit. And the whole night I was just stressing it. I need some more, dog. I need some more, dog. And then I remember just hitting up my homie, like, hey, fool, what's up? You got to connect. Let's go get some more, dog. And I had took in like about $300 with me. And that was just supposed to last me for whatever the 2 weeks that I go look for a job and whatever, you know. And I had told my homie too. I was like, actually, I'm gonna come through and I'm just gonna kick it for 1 week. If you don't mind, I have money. I can pay you a little bit of rent. And then the next week I'll just start looking for work. And we had that agreement. That's what the $300 was for. And we went. He's like, Simon, Kylie. He's like, you sure? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm sure. Don't be asking me that stupid ass question. Yeah, I was like, but first let's go to McDonald's. But first let's go to McDonald's, dog. I'm hungry. I was like, I know I'm not gonna eat for the next couple days, so I was like, let me go get some fucking McDoubles, add the mac sauce, extra pickles, please. I fucking me comía some ice como muy a huevo. Like, look at me, I like to eat, but that point when I was on a sick one, I didn't want to eat, but I knew I had to eat something because it was gonna be my last meal. And it took me here, so it was G, me, shotgun, and then my homie from the house that invited me over there. He was in the back seat. I bought them all food. They were down the grub too, and we went straight up to Maryland. I forgot the other fucking the other street that connects was Maryland, Payne and Maryland, something like that. Up there in St. Paul, Minnesota, and the fucking connects and the connects up there is different, dog. I'm not used to dealing with people of color. If you catch my drift, I'm not used to dealing with anything other than Mexican or Chicanos. I'm not used to dealing with whites. I'm not used to dealing with blacks or Asians or nothing. And up there is just blacks. All the blacks have the connects for the weed and for the shit. And some white people do too, but it's just mostly the blacks, and it's just how it is. So it's not that I'm racist, it's just that it's different. And we went up there and hit up the homie, and he gave us some shit. And we went down to the fucking smoke shop. I bought myself a golden pipa because I was like, this is gonna be my golden hour out here. I need to have a golden pipe. I fucking bought that shit. Started smoking out. And me going over there for a new life, for a new beginning, to be good, to be successful, all of that shit went down the drain. Well, went into my pipe and got smoked up, honestly. And that's the end of part one. I'm going to be talking about, I have a few episodes about Minnesota.